Hi everyone, so I have a brand new topper to share with you today, and this is the Julie Deluxe Mono Hair Topper from New Times Hair. Now, New Times Hair I have worked with before. I received a wig, the HW1 wig from them, and I can honestly say it is my most worn wig from my wig and topper wardrobe, just because of the quality of the hair, the fit, the colour, the length, the density, everything about it I love. So I have really high hopes for this topper that they've sent me this time. So if you'd like to find out a little bit more about the Julie Deluxe Mono Hair Topper from New Times Hair, then keep watching. So I want to start with the box, and the reason I want to mention this is because of the design of it. It's one that I haven't seen done by any other brand, and it's one that I find really useful for storage. Now, the reason this is because it has a viewing window in the top of the box. So I store all my wigs and toppers in their boxes to keep them safe and protected. But it does mean that when I want to reach for a particular one, I have to go through every box and take off every lid to find what I'm looking for. This kind of alleviates that issue because you can see exactly what is inside very easily. So it's easy to find what you want very quickly. So here is the hair topper straight out of the box. This is made of 100% human hair, and it isn't just any human hair, this is Mongolian human hair, which I'm led to believe is a very high quality of human hair. So there are varying different levels of quality when it comes to human hair, and the differences can be huge. With high quality human hair, I would expect it to be smooth, soft, the same sort of texture all the way through the piece. And then particularly when it comes to washing and styling, I would expect this to not frizz and to actually be very easy to get back to this sleek style when I was drying and styling it. It wouldn't take too much work. So here is the topper base. It is 5.5 inches from side to side and also 5.5 inches from the front all the way to the back. So it's a perfect circle. This, I say, is a sort of more medium size base. There are smaller bases, there are larger bases. This is a good amount of coverage, particularly for me. I like there to be a good amount of hair to increase the length of my own hair, but also to add extra density because my hair is quite thin. The density on this piece is 130%, so that's going to be a really nice weight to make sure that my own bio hair doesn't poke through from underneath this hair. So it's a really lovely weight to this. So in this section here, which is almost bell-shaped, this is a monofilament lace top section, and this means that anywhere in this section you can part the hair and it will look like the hair is growing from your own scalp. So this is quite a wide area, meaning that you could have a centre part or a left part or a right part. There's a lot of flexibility for changing up the parting on this base. Around the sides and the back there is wefting, and it's open wefting. Now the thing I love about open wefting is that it provides great ventilation. There's great airflow through the wefts because they are open. They're not enclosed with additional material over the top, they are open, so airflow can get through really easily. Along the front here, there is it's almost like a welded lace front. I'm unsure what the material actually is, feels perhaps like a polyurethane or something along those lines. This for me is perfect because I can add glue or tape to this area and glue it down along the front here. Which I need to do because I have a receding hairline, so I don't have a lot of hair for clips to grab onto in this front section. So this is perfect for me. Adding glue or adhesive onto this lace, I try to avoid because it can get a bit messy and can be more difficult to remove, whereas this type of material is far easier to remove any sticky substances after you've taken it off. So as well as gluing it down if you want to, if you need to, some people don't need to because they've got hair along the front, so you can blend with your own hair and it would sit ever so slightly back from your front hairline. But aside from this part, you've got 4 pressure sensitive clips on this base. You've got 2 towards the sides at the front, and then you've got 2 at the back here. So they simply open and your hair will scoop in, and then you will secure it shut, and that was how it will secure into your hair. Now these clips are already placed in these positions when the topper arrives, but you can move them or you can add additional clips in if you want to. They are simply stitched in, so you could undo the stitching and move the clips around, or as I say, grab some additional clips which you can get in so many different places, and then add them in around that circumference of the topper. The only place I probably wouldn't sew a clip into is this monofilament lace section along here, just because of how delicate the fabric is. So that is the base on the Julie Deluxe topper. Let's have a look at the colour. So this colour is TMJ. I had a long discussion with New Times Hair about what colour would be best for me. I've only recently had highlights popped into my hair. I haven't had this done for a long time, as I've been trying to allow my hair some time to recover after all the breakage and loss that I had a few years ago. So I sent them through some pictures and a video as well, and they said that TMJ would be the best match for me, and you can see that they were absolutely right. It's pretty much exactly the same colour as the top section of my hair. Now you can see I do have some darker bits underneath, but this is quite common. Lots of women have highlights on the top section of their head and not necessarily on the underside. I still don't think it's a million miles away. There are similar tones there, so I think this is going to blend really well. So the colour TMJ is a really beautiful dimensional blonde. It has a sort of dark blonde root and base, and then it has these really subtly warm but lighter blonde highlights that run all the way through. It's really, there's probably about 3 different shades of blonde, I would say, in here. You can see there are some really light pieces here and here. It's just absolutely stunning. I can't quite describe it actually. It's just a beautiful blonde, really beautiful blonde. And it's just going to work really well. So I'm going to pop her on now and show you what she looks like without having had any customization done at all, and then let you know what I'm going to do next. She's stunning, really stunning. There we go. Let me show you what she looks like all the way around. So she is secured on my head with the 2 clips at the front and the 2 at the back. I haven't glued her down yet, and this is because I'm having her customised tomorrow, so I don't want to add any adhesive just yet until I'm actually ready to wear her out. The length that I have her in is 16 inches, which is my ideal length. I absolutely love a 16-inch piece. I just think it's the perfect length. It's long, it's not too long, so you can tie it back very easily, and it just, I think, looks very feminine. The Julie topper comes in 2 different lengths. You can get her in 14 inches or you can get her in 16 inches. Now you'll see that my bio hair is about 3 or 4 inches shorter than this piece. I don't think it's a problem because the hair colour is such a good match that it still works. However, I am probably going to get maybe an inch or so chopped from the lengths, just to help it blend a little bit more seamlessly. I wouldn't want to chop it too short. If I went with the same length as my bio hair and then my bio hair grew, I would outgrow this topper very quickly, and I wouldn't get a lot of use out of it. And I don't want that because it is a stunning piece and I want to use this for as long as I possibly can. So probably going to have a little bit trimmed off the lengths just to help it blend a little bit more seamlessly, but as you can see, it looks great. The blend is great already. because the colour is so close to my bio hair. Really lovely. So when you receive the topper, it will all be one length, as you can see here. And the great thing about human hair is you can customise it, you can make it more your own and into your own style. So for me, what I'm probably going to do, as I mentioned, is have an inch or so cut from the lengths. I'm going to get some face framing layers added in as well, just to give a little bit more shape to the piece. I might also go with a kind of a curtain bang, like a long fringe as well, just to help hide the transition up here between my head and the topper. Now, if you have bio hair at the front, you can blend this in. You can blend the front in with your own natural hairline. I don't have that luxury. So when you lift the hair from the face, you can see there is quite a hard transition line here. I would generally not pull the hair back off my face like that because I wouldn't want to draw attention to that line. But another thing that you can do to disguise that line is to add a fringe or a bang in. So I may well go with a kind of a curtain bang that I can sweep just to help hide that transition there and make it look more natural. So I'm going to have this customised tomorrow at the salon. I will film the process and I will share it with you, as well as the final results. So I'll see you soon. So I'm going to show you what she looks like now that I've had the customising done, and I'm also going to show you how I install her and the other tricks that I have to helping a hair topper look more realistic and look more natural. So with this hair topper, I am going to glue this front section down. If you have hair at the front here, you won't need to do this step. So I'm going to take some glue and I'm going to pop it onto that polyurethane strip just along the front there, and I'm going to line it up with where I would want my hairline to be. Just a few small dots along that strip. I'm going to hold on to the clips, I'm going to take it behind my head. Be really careful not to get any of that hair on the be really careful not to get any of that glue on the hair of the topper. Make sure it's centralised I'm just going to put a little bit of pressure onto that strip while the glue adheres to my head. Like so. And now that that is stuck, I'm going to then go around and secure in even further by the clips. So when I put a hair topper on, I always make sure the clips are closed so it doesn't snag on my hair, my own bio hair, get tangled in it, and then open it up one at a time while it's on my head, and then secure it in. There we go, like that. Okay, so this is what I've had done to her. So as you can see, I've got these face framing layers. They start just below the chin and then they gradually feather down to the longest lengths at the end. I have also had about an inch cut off the end as well, just to help it blend a little bit better with my bio hair. Now you can see my bio hair is coming down to about here, so it's a few inches shorter than the topper, which is perfectly fine because I am continuing to grow my bio hair, and my hope is that within maybe 6 months my hair will be the same length as this topper. Okay, so I just feel that having face framing layers just helps frame the face, and just creates a really feminine style, really feminine look. I love it. Now I'll show you all the way around as well. Yeah. So the next thing I like to do with toppers is I like to create some lift from the root to make the piece look a little bit more natural. At the moment the fibres are quite flat against my head, and this is really easy to achieve. I'm just going to use some water, some heat and some hairspray. So I'm going to grab my spray bottle. I'm just going to add some water in at the roots. Lifting the hair and adding some in all across that top section. Okay, so the root section is all wet, and I'm just going to use some heat to help lift the fibres away from the face and up from the scalp. So you can see now I've just added a little bit of water into the root and blow dried it in the opposite direction or off the face, and there is now a little bit of a lift to the hair, so it's coming up from the hair and then dropping as opposed to just dropping, and I just think this looks more like natural hair because that's what natural hair does. It doesn't just naturally flatten against the head, and it needs that little bit of lift. So it's really simple to achieve just with a bit of water and a bit of heat. So yeah, there she is, styled with some face framing layers. I've added in a little bit of lift onto the root to help it look a little bit more natural, and now she is Perfect. And is she going to move? Let me show you. No. Still well and truly on my head.